Hey, what's going on? How are you doing today? Today I wanted to check out the Black Corporation Ise-nin. That is how you say these characters here, in case you didn't know. I-S-E-N-I-N. I didn't know, and I had to ask, and I had to practice saying that a million times. Black Corporation sent this over for me to check out, but no, I do not get to keep this one. I've just been really interested in this. It's Jupiter 8 clone. And really quick, another awesome thing. Black Corporation's actually coming out with a super duper limited version of this. They're only making 5, I think. Pretty sure it's only 5 of these in a specific cool colorway to donate all of the money to non-war related charities in Ukraine. So I think that that's actually pretty awesome. Check out their Instagram page for that. I have a link to it down below. But yeah, without further ado, let's kind of jump into some of the patches that I've been making with this thing. I've just kind of been having some fun with it. One of the few that exist right now. Listen to this with some reverb. I turn that on. Super pretty, but we don't need to get into that now. That's one of the patches I made. Then I also made this patch. It just has this. I got to play this at KnobCon and it just had such a warm, rounded kind of feeling to it. So naturally I was like, how far can we push this, right? Here's another patch I made. What's cool with this one is if you hit velocity upper, basically you have velocity upper, velocity lower. Lower you can ignore when you're not in dual mode. Similar to the Deckard's Dream, this can go into dual mode where it splits the voices and you can have 2 patches running at the same time, but you can also split the output so that you have the upper layer, right? Upper on the left and then lower on the right. So if you wanted to run them and track them in separately, you could do that, which is kind of cool. Right now I just have it set to mixed because I like hearing it all together. But what I did with this was in our velocity upper, I've set all these different things. Our VCF cutoff, envelope 1 decay, envelope 1 release, envelope 2 release, and our VCO cross mod of which is receiving cross modulation from VCO2, all to our velocity. A little bit of reverb on here. Dope. I did not know I could push this thing that far to get that much non-synth, non-subtractive, what you would expect synth sounds out of this thing, right? And then I came up with this one that just kind of reminds me of a future Morse code. No reverb. And this one's in solo mode. The previous one was actually in unison, so it's playing all 8 voices at once. And you can hear that dope muting, right? So if I turn the release up. So sick. But probably, well, this one I just had to make. This is a classic. But listen to that. But my favorite patch, by far, is this one. Play it down an octave. you throw the reverb on this, game over. Listen to that. Incredible. We'll turn the reverb off. So let's try and design. What I wanted to do was take this patch, right? But go into our dual mode where we have our upper layer, the layer I just had, but then we also have our lower layer. So to edit our lower layer is that sound. Easy there, partner. Gee, man. You can hear it's kind of set to something crazy. That's the lower layer. We'll go to lower here. Oh, I just jacked that up. My bad. Here, we'll go here. Duel. Go to our lower layer. Listen to our lower. And one thing that's dope about this is you have an arpeggiator here. You can set it to external, internal, or just off. We'll go to internal. And I want to set this really, really fast. We'll just listen to one octave for now, or one oscillator, I should say. Turn the cross mode off, portamento down. We'll just turn our portamento off. That kind of reminds me of that Yeah 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 song. LFO down. And then you have the typical down, up, how many octaves, right? So a nice touch about this is I can actually set a different arpeggiator for our upper and our lower layer. Because if we listen to our upper layer now, it's doing the same thing. But if I go into shift and settings, there is a arpeggiator setting here where I can set our common to split. And that is what I want. So now this is not doing any arpeggiation stuff. Oh, backwards, right? So upper is doing arpeggiation stuff, and if we go to lower, we'll set this to pulse. Envelope 1, right, is going to our pulse width modulation. Oh my God. Yo. Oh, I'm getting the chills from this one. I wish this keyboard had aftertouch, because you can do all those same assignments to the layers. That's what velocity lower and velocity upper is about. I can say aftertouch upper, and I have 5 different things that I can assign, and each independently how much to the aftertouch. I do have aftertouch on the pads, but that just ain't the same. I just need it on the keys. Listen to that. Detune it. I'm getting carried away at this point. Okay, I am so lost in what I was even talking about. Hey, how's it going? Completely forgot you were there. Let's turn reverb off. What's going on? What can we do? So I just designed that layer. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to design a layer for that patch, which I just did. So I'm going to just go ahead and let me just save this real quick. I'm going to save the preset just to 7. Just so I have it. 7 patches down. Let's keep it going. Basically, when it comes to modulation, this is one of those synths that kind of force you to be creative with its limitations. Very similar to this Oberheim, the OBX8, because whatever is written down here across the bottom is essentially what your synth is going to do. So like if I were to just go and listen to the panel, all right, we'll turn this off and we'll go back into whole mode. Actually, you know what? Here, we'll do this. We'll go back to patch 5. Right? So we can do some fun stuff with this, like we can invert the polarity of envelope 1, and then we can send envelope 1 or envelope 2 or neither, but we'll send envelope 1 to the filter cutoff. So what this is going to do is when our sustain is up, it's going to push our filter down. We can turn resonance up a little bit. We can change the the slope amount. This is one of those cool ones where if you have your release really fast and the envelope inverted, it's just going to pop up right when you let go of the keys. And you can just give it a little bit of a release if you want it to get there quickly. One thing that's really nice about the Ise-nin is when I turn this up, you can see on the screen, it actually gives me a number. And this is how many seconds this value, this release is going to take. So if I wanted exactly a 1 second release, 1/1000, 1 alligator, 1/1000, 1 Ise-nin, right? You can actually adjust precisely what you want it to be. But what's funny is you can notice that our attack only goes up, goes up to about 5 seconds, and our decay goes up to 100 seconds. These are actually adjustable within the settings. If you come down to time, you have your attack time, your decay time for both of the envelopes, and these can be adjusted to be a bit more precise or even larger than what I have them set to now. But I'm just kind of messing with them as they are. So envelope 1's pretty much your modulation envelope. Envelope 2 is always going to be tied to your amplitude. And if you wanted to do some weird pitch modulation, you can also do it with either envelope 1 here, or you can send envelope 1 to your pulse width modulation, which will be affecting both VCOs. But if we send it to, let's say, the pitch of VCO, let's do both. Right? And similar to that last patch I made in this video here, you can actually do that weird thing where only oscillator 2 goes around. Let's turn this off, right? So what we want to do now is we're going to set both to pulse. And I'm going to tune this to something random. Let's just say a 7th. And I'll push this up until we hear an octave. Yo, this sound, whatever this sound is. Without that jumping sound, this would be beautiful. But let's say we wanted to slide into that, right? Even longer, we need about a 3 second. Or we'll drop down into it. We'll turn the release all the way up so that it just doesn't even reset. Only on our newer notes. A little reverb on here. If you want to get rid of some of the low end as well, you got your high pass here. And where you would push this if you wanted it to get really really gnarly. Don't ever say that, kids. VCO2, push this up. This is basically how much of oscillator 2 is moving oscillator 1's pitch. So if we only listen to VCO1, you can even put this in low frequency mode so it kind of acts as another oscillator. Right, we're in pulse, we'll do sine. Crazy, why would you do this? Who knows? You could design a bunch of different things. My favorite is this stuff, but then I'll say envelope 1, right, non-inverted, go to VCO2's pitch, which is affecting VCO1. We'll move this way down. And then we'll turn this up. Then you do a really, really plucky. This is how I got to that one patch that was on number 3. And you push this even further. I mean, I get what's really low on this? I mean, we feel like we're getting into that like a Kemi's Castle type of realm. But if you want to stick to some basics, some classics, the usual sounds, you got that. We'll turn our filter up, this down, VCO1 only, no cross mod. Give me some sustain, bring this down, bring this up. Right, you can go to your triangle. Bring in a little bit of oscillator 2. Actually, let's go to pulse width. And we'll set our pulse width modulation to manual, so I just have full control over it right here. And I'll do the same here for this pulse. Oh, right, this is way tuned, my bad. We'll go to 12. So now we got envelope 1. Oh, I'm pushing this way too hot. Give ourselves a little bit of attack, push this up a little higher, bring this down a little lower. Longer attack. You hear that boom? That's the decay pulling our filter down pretty quickly. And because I'm holding down this longer chord while just adding notes on top, the filter envelope is not resetting. I'm not allowing it to reset. Right, and then you say you take this and you just push the tuning of oscillator 2 off. You get that beautiful chorus. There, the filter envelope finally reset. One of my favorite things about this, envelope 1 actually has a key follow. So I don't exactly know how key tracking is working towards the envelope. I want to say it's going to the sustain level. I could be wrong, but that's kind of how it sounds like what it's doing. And so we wanted to add a little bit more movement to this without getting too crazy. Throw this onto a sine wave, and then you have 4 different values that are going to your VCA. Oh, and I got a ton of delay time. If we go extreme, right, but we don't want that. We just want a little bit. We'll go to 2. That might even be too much. We'll go to 1 with some fade, maybe a 2-second fade. And then of course our envelope 2 releases all the way down. And our release for this as well. Throw a little bit of portamento on there. A little too much. I mean, you could take this wherever you want. My favorite's right here. A little plate reverb. Bring it down a little. I'm just driving this 1978 CXM way too hard. I mean, come on. How good is that? It's so warm, so just round, but then also retro and future all at the same time. And I just love the sizing of this thing. The way the ports are, they're tucked in so you can actually rack this up and not have to worry about your cables getting all jacked up if you throw this into a rack. It's 4U. I wish my output desk was 4U. It's only 3U, but hey, you just work with what you got, right? Anyway, Black Corporation, thank you so much for sending this over to let me check it out. I wish this one was mine, but I'll be sending this one back. And yeah, I appreciate you so much for coming by. And until next week, my friend, you already know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace. All right, let's take this into lo-fi.